Hardbass is probably the most famous Slavic soundtrack on the internet. The image of a gopnik in a tracksuit squatting and blasting hardbass music has become a widely recognized meme and a stereotypical representation of Slavic culture. But what exactly are Poloski and Cheeki Breeki? Who is gopnik? Where did hardbass originate and how did it become an internet phenomenon? Grab some semički, pour yourself a glass of kvass and let's dive in. To truly understand where hardbass came from, we need to go back to the late 80s and early 90s, when hard electronic music was just starting to gain momentum. Europe saw the emergence of styles like hardcore techno, gabber and hard house. These genres were defined by fast tempos, heavy drum kicks, powerful bass lines and harsh, synthesized melodies. In the UK, especially in northern cities like Liverpool and Manchester, a new subgenre called bouncy house or scouse house began to develop. It had even more energetic and bouncy rhythm, made for dance floor. These styles later spread to countries like the Netherlands and Germany, leading to the rise of hardstyle and jumpstyle. At the crossroads of hard house, hardstyle and bouncy house, different regional styles of hard electronic music start to appear in the early to mid-2000s. This is when hardbass, as we know today, really began to form. Although the word hardbass had been used earlier, the Russian version of the genre developed its own unique identity. It stood out from Western styles not just in tempo and track structure, but also in its cultural elements. In the post-Soviet space, hardbass began spreading through underground clubs and home recording studios. DJs and producers mix Western electronic music with local styles, using Russian vocals, parts of Soviet pop, folk melodies, and even political speeches. The result was a sound where heavy bass lines were interwoven with upbeat, feel-good melodies. Additionally, the BPM in Russian hardbass was often higher than 150, sometimes reaching 160-170 BPM, making the music even more energetic and intense. The birthplace of Slavic hardbass is often linked to major cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg, where club culture was well developed. At the same time, small studios and local DJs in provincial towns played a crucial role by uploading tracks to the internet. With the rise of social media and video sharing platforms, the genre began to break out of the underground and reach a wider audience. In the 2010s, the first viral videos appeared. Groups of friends in tracksuits dancing to fast, heavy beats in the streets. People were drawn to the humor and the high energy, and hardbass quickly became associated with post-Soviet street life. Grey apartment blocks, neighborhood courtyards, deep squats, and the gopnik subculture. The first groups to make hardbass popular in Russia were projects like XS Project and other amateur collectives. They created tracks blending techno and hard house, incorporating catchy, recognizable melodies which resonated with a wide audience. Over time, many similar projects and DJs appeared with well-known names like Hardbass School, Moscow Dead Brigade, and others leading the way. Underground music videos started surfacing online, and the Western bloggers, musicians, and dancers discovered this energetic and exotic cultural movement. This exposure helped hardbass gain popularity beyond Russia and neighboring countries. Memes played a huge role in this rise. Humorous videos with people in balaclavas and tracksuits energetically dancing in a Soviet setting. This is how Slavic hardbass as we know it today was born. Sharp, fast, aggressively fun, and filled with unique cultural symbolism. For some, it's club and rave music. For others, an ironic internet meme. And for many, a symbol of street life and underground youth subculture. On the internet, hardbass is most commonly associated with gopniks. one of the most iconic Slavic archetypes in modern pop culture. But who exactly are gopniks? And where did this stereotypical image come from? Let's find out. One of the most popular is that it comes from the abbreviation GOP, which translates to City Welfare Organization. These institutions gave shelter to poor or homeless people, many of whom were involved in petty theft or hooliganism. Over time, the term gop-stop, a slang term for a street robbery, and its derivative gopnik began to be used for any street thug and aggressive youth, regardless of their background. While gopniks may have originally been lower-class individuals involved in petty crime, by the late Soviet era, the term had evolved into more of a cultural stereotype. This stereotype describes a young man who wears tracksuits, usually Adidas, deeply squats, a pose humorously dubbed the Slav squat, eats sunflower seeds or drinks beer on a bench, speaks in slang, often using profanity, and treats his neighborhood as his territory and may start fights with outsiders. Of course, in real life, not everyone in a tracksuit is a gopnik, and street youth behavior can be very different. But by the early 2000s, the gopnik had become one of the most recognizable folklore characters in Russia and across the post-Soviet space. Interestingly, the popular meme phrase "3 Poloski" comes directly from this style. It means 3 stripes in English, a clear reference to the Adidas logo and its famous tracksuits. Another famous phrase, Cheeki Breeki, is also indirectly linked to gopnik culture. It became widely known thanks to the Ukrainian video game Stalker, where bandits, essentially post-apocalyptic gopniks, would shout "Cheeki Breeki v damki" before attacking the player. The phrase can be loosely translated as 1-2, I'm on top, referring to a move in Russian checkers when a piece reaches an opponent's back row and becomes a king. Essentially, it signals that one player has an advantage over the other, or that the speaker is in control of the situation. Another interpretation suggests a darker meaning, where Cheeki Breeki is a threat to shoot someone, and if damki could metaphorically mean aim for the head, roughly translating to shoot him in the freaking head. In the 90s, gopniks mostly listened to chanson, Russian criminal songs, or pop music. But in the 2000s, as pirated CDs and internet access became more common, younger people started getting into electronic music, which was popular in clubs. When a new electronic genre, Hardbass, began spreading across Russia and Eastern Europe, it resonated surprisingly well with the raw street energy of gopniks. Its high BPM, heavy bass, and intense drive naturally made people want to dance and move to the rhythm, which fits perfectly with neighborhood hangouts and street culture. Actually, an iconic formula has emerged. Gopnik plus Hardbass equals Slavic vibe. Outside the post-Soviet space, the trend quickly took on a life of its own. People around the world started making parody videos, buying tracksuits, learning the Slav squat, and sharing their own Hardbass dance routines online.
You see this? Correct squatting. This is what we call the Western Spice squat. You see, no balance whatsoever.
With the rise of cultural exchange through YouTube and social media, Western audiences became hooked on its vibrant and exotic aesthetics. Fast beats, Slavic tracksuits, balaclavas, and the iconic Slav squat. Many found it even more fun and high energy than traditional Western flash mob. As a result, the gopnik image, once strictly tied to post-Soviet street life, evolved into a widely recognized humorous icon of Slavic subculture. Petki. So, Hardbass is more than music. It's a Slavic internet icon. Stay loud, stay squatting, and see you next time.